put my ghost up in these bars. Sometimes I wish that I could scream. These cuts may heal, they still leave scars. These words are how I bleed. I listen back to all these tracks and swear that isn't me. It ain't, it can't be. Broken legs, can't stand me. In my head, I'm rambling. Still I feel like Rambo with this lead that is my ammo. As I pencil out this camo, hidden meanings I depict in every line. And I just hope you read the hieroglyphics all on time. Barely in mine, alien mine.
Whoever sees this and subscribes right now, get a free thumbs up. What's going on, YouTube? It's Knox Hill, and we're back with our reaction series. So today, man, I know it's not Monday, but listen, I have really been enjoying this BTS journey. And ever since our last song that we did, you guys have been recommending that I dive into the BU, into the BTS universe, and apparently this giant narrative and story that they've told. And you guys have let me know that this is step one. So it is time to do I Need You. And listen, quick shout out to you BTS fans. I have another big announcement for you. These guys are everything that the channel represents. The artistry, the substance, the lyricism, the layers, the production, everything that they do is something that I like to support, which is why once a week, I'm not sure what day, but we will continue to do BTS reactions on this very channel. So thank you guys for the love and support. Also, quick announcement, if you like the song in the intro, yes, I am a rapper myself. Listen, if you guys want to support the channel directly, as you know, I can't monetize most of the stuff that I do. A great way to support it is to stream my music. Download it. Go to the website. Go to our shop. Buy signed merchandise. Support the Patreon, the exclusive community on there. I just dropped a new August D and RM reaction. But yeah, there's a lot of ways to get behind the channel. But anyways, I don't know if I'm ready, but let's strap in. BTS, step up to the plate. Let's see what you got. Best intro in the game. What just happened? That was amazing. I love, first off, just that melodic piano. I mean, think about the artistry behind this. We got no lyrics, we got no singing yet. Everything's just being told through the sounds and the composition. And then visually, we're just setting the stage in the scene within this first minute. What I love there is the connection between, you have the beginning where Jin is looking at, it looks like rose petals to me. And then here at the end, when you have the title, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 1, you've got the rose petals also falling, just having that symmetry and connection between the two. But basically what I gather from the beginning is, you know, you have each one of the members in different settings. You know, you had RM, who looked like he had a lollipop. I don't know where he was. Hang on, let's go bit by bit here. Yeah, RM's just chilling. I'm not sure what he's doing. He looks like he's up to something. Obviously, our boy Suga is looking very down in a bedroom. It looks pretty torn down and dilapidated. Right, bring it back one more time. Is that V? V's struggling with the alcohol. I think that's Jungkook wandering. J-Hope looking at himself in the mirror. And yeah, there's Jin bringing it all together. Jin starts it off with all the petals in his hand. I can't see how many petals, but if I had to just randomly guess. Hang on. I need that close up. That's the one that I need. 1, 2, I don't know. I can't see the number. If I'm going to guess, though, because we know that they love their symbolism, I'm going to go with 7 petals for all 7 members of BTS. Maybe that'll get revealed later. Wow. What a setup. And what's Jimin doing? Jimin's sitting in the tub burning something. A note to someone or a note to himself? Wow. We're going to need some more reveal to try to pick apart this symbolism. All right, let's keep going. everything. Ooh.
때문에 나 이렇게 망가져 그만할래 이제 나 안 가져 못하겠어 뭐 같아서 제발 핑계 같은 건 삼가져 네가 나한테 이런
Wow, I love that setup. Fall and just the harmonies behind it. And then I think that was RM underneath. Fall, everything. Fall, everything. And what a change in pace. It's almost like the production now is switched and it feels a little bit more lighthearted, you know, with just the synths and the way that the harmonies kind of hit. And yet it hasn't gone light at all. It's still dark in terms of the different scenes that we're seeing visually, in terms of the lyrics. And then obviously August D opens it up, our boy Sugar Man, and he just starts talking about a relationship that's gone wrong, a love broken and a love lost. And look at him with the lighter, man. What was the video that we just did when he lit the whole room on fire? Ooh, I don't like how that sets up. I mean, look at that. That's a beautiful scene. Just look at this setup right here. Right there, as they say fall, the synchronization of that as the tear just drops from his eye. That's dope, man. Look how that's set up. It's kind of blurred on the other side, and the focus is on this side of the eye. I just love the lighting, the shade into the light, and it just shows kind of like the inner human conflict and emotion going on with the way that that is framed and set up. That's beautiful, man. The light and dark inside of us all. Da-da-da. I've said this before about Sugar's cadence. I love when he pushes and then he pulls you back in. Like he'll go high and get more aggressive, and then he'll just drop down with kind of this whispering rap cadence. But he doesn't lose anything in terms of his diction and his syllabus. This is just a man that has just great vocal control. Ooh. No! Wow. That did not take long to get taken to a whole new level. I mean, J-Hope just pulled back the medicine cabinet and just is basically committing suicide, essentially. That is some heavy stuff, man. I mean, he just is trying to OD on all those pills he just threw down. So he's going through such pain, he can't take it anymore. He's decided to cross the line. And then you still have just the lyrics, again, talking about heartbreak and talking about just the depression after a relationship and how you hate the person now and you hate it all. Oh, how many was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six except for him. Gotta be, right? We've seen that symbolism used before too. I gotta talk about the vocals as well. You're my everything. You're my everything. You're my. Like there's just this yelling, like chanting, sort of deep down at the back of the mix. I think is really cool. And I love that. I hate you, but at the same time, you're my everything. Like I've become so reliant on you and on this relationship. I wonder if there's more to it though than just talking about a relationship. Ooh, that was a well-timed shit. Sometimes cursing really works. Ooh. Ooh. I mean, those harmonies and falsettos, man, going up in that mix. I mean, listen, you have so much happening and it's so deep what's going on visually, and yet this is like a song on the surface of heartache, and it's just beautiful. This hook, man, this is catchy. This is a hit, but at the same time, there's a lot more when you peel back the layers. Oh, that little just roll. I love that. I love the drop downs and the pickups, like the builds to drops. And right there was a scene I wanted to point out, but I wanted to see where it carried on to, where Jin burns all the flower petals. What does that represent? The end of something. The members? But what's interesting is you have this mix between, there's obviously moments of them all together where they're all happy and they're joking around, and it's, you know, it's B-roll, it's lighthearted, but then you have the heavier, more thought out scenes. So it's an interesting mix between the two. It's like we're jumping between two different sort of time frames and timelines here.
Goes round and round. 나 왜 자꾸 돌아오지? 하고 down and down. 이쯤 되면 네가 바보지.
It goes round and round. Love that symmetry. The first line, he rhymes the beginning schemes, like the A schemes with the ound sounds, and then he's got the B rhymes on the back end that he raps in Korean. So he raps the first line in English, makes it rhyme with the second line, the first part of it, and then the second part of both of those lines, he raps in Korean with that faster, almost drummer-like delivery, punching up and down with his accents. All right, so RM is filling up a gas tank.
It goes round and round. 나 왜 자꾸 돌아오지? 하고 down and down. 이쯤 되면 네가 바보지. 나 무슨 짓을 해봐도 어쩔 수가 없다고. 분명 내 심장, 내 맘, 내 가슴이 왜 말을 안 하냐고 또 혼자 말하네.
Why are they together there? Why those two? Oh, I'm not catching that one. That was wild. I love that. I'm talking to myself again. And then there's a repeat of it almost, and it's like it's a different voice. It's not RM them rapping that part, so it's like a voice in his head talking to himself. Just the way that was set up, that was cool. And again, a lot of inner conflict. This for me is where the second verse is taking a different direction versus the first. This is more internalized and psychological. Like the first verse and the way Suga came in, and then what they were talking about, it was about a relationship. This time, the tone is changing. This is more inner reflection. Someone just threw money out the window and left. Oh, so is he a gas station attendant? Yeah, okay. Maybe it's because the sky's blue and the sun is shining that my tears stick out, because it's supposed to be a beautiful day. I love the poetry behind that. You know, it's beautiful outside, but yet I don't feel that way inside. And there's this inner conflict. And you see, this is a very interesting one, because that was J-Hope, who we know just took a bunch of those pills, and here he is on a bridge. And I wonder what that bridge symbolizes, if he's crossing into a different place now, right? You had the flower petals burning before. It just feels like there's this tonal change, isn't it? And that bridge is very symbolic, that he's walking on a bridge right now. But was that V? Was also on the bridge? That's interesting. That symmetry between those two being on the bridge at crossing points of their lives, bridges for turning points within their lives, right? Woo. Meanwhile, Jungkook's getting the shit beat out of him. But notice how he's not fighting back. And what just happened to J-Hope there? Wow. All right, before we go any further, big moments right there that just happened, right? J-Hope, who really just set the darker tone by taking all those pills, now he collapses, which I'm guessing he's overdosing, as he's at that sort of bridge and that turning point in life. And then Jungkook also is getting basically the crap beat out of him. I don't know if that's life beating him up and taking him through the ringer now. And yeah, there's this interesting dynamic between the light and the dark and how they're playing on it with Inside. With Inside. What am I saying? What am I trying to... I have too many thoughts in my head at once. Psychologically, the light and dark within us all and what goes on in the conflicts inside. There's the flower petals right there that are burning bright inside of Jin's heart. But didn't he just burn them? So maybe there is hope at the end of it. Jimin's looking like there's no hope, though. Oh! Oh! Wait. What did I just miss? Hang on. Let me pay attention to the lyrics so that I don't go back anymore. Yeah, he was obviously witnessing domestic violence, and then he takes the bottle and whacks him in the face with it. And then I love that like the big hit right there within the production marks sort of the climax of the action and the big moment. And then there's this breathing in the production and this breathing in the moment when it's like V is all of a sudden processing like, what did I just do? What just happened? And you see the look on his face and the shock. Look at that. Look how it all breathes. And look at her expression. That's powerful. And then I think we missed too. It looked like Jungkook was getting hit by a car, but he wasn't moving out of the way as the car was coming at him. Great, now Jimin's going in the bathtub. This is depressing. The little subtle things, the little subtle visual synchronizations, like right there, when you have that deeper percussive hit, dum, and he opens the curtains and lets the light in. Check this out. Love the production change too. The snap track comes in again. It's like it's lighthearted. Like there's this contrast between the light and the darkness of the lyrics and the visuals themselves. Wait for this. Cool timing. Oh, that's Jin seeing the light. Oh. Oh, wow. Wow, I got goosebumps now. That just got taken to a whole... Right there says it all. That got taken to a whole new level. It wasn't just whacking him in the face with the bottle anymore. Now he's actually stabbing him. Wow, that is powerful. And right there, you hear the rise and the tension and the drums, like the EDM drums as they build very quickly, just releasing it all. Climbing. Wow. Cool. And then that one last boom, that one last percussive impact, and that one last stab. Whew. Oh no. Wait, some big things just happened. So Suga's pouring out the gasoline in the bedroom. And right there, this is funny because this is a happier J-Hope with his friends and with the group, and he's pouring out the pills. It's like alternate realities and dimensions right now, isn't it? Because that's not what happened in the other timeline of when he did OD and he walks across the bridge and falls apart. There's like this storyline of them all together and being stronger together and united. And then notice how there's this alternate storyline of all of them alone on their own. And it seems like all these terrible things are happening to each and every one of them. And if Suga does light the room on fire, then that just confirms all that and ties it all together. Wow. The whole time we think he's got a lollipop, and it drops, and then it changes to a cigarette. Why would it change from a lollipop to a cigarette? Again, is that the two different dimensions? In one dimension, in one storyline, it's a lollipop when everything is great and they're all together. And then in the alternate timeline that's going on, when it's all alone and it's all dark and they all have to face different issues and different problems, and things aren't so innocent and light, there's him with his problem and his addiction and his issues that he can't get rid of, and he's dealing with a cigarette, because each one of them is dealing with something, some type of conflict, whether it's the domestic abuse and violence, whether it's the suicidal thoughts, whether it's, getting abused themselves. Each one of the members is dealing with something. So to me, that was RM's tie-in with it all. Yep, there it is. Wow. Oof. There's so much happening. There was even like a vocal that was like, just so much on the mix, like a vocal synth, just some wild synth sounds, the way the percussion was kicking in, just a lot going on. It's like kind of techno-y, EDM-y, dubstep-y, but man, what a ride. Oh yeah, the one thing we didn't point out was when Jimin went into the tub. And that kind of implies that he wasn't coming up, like he was drowning himself. And then there's this other him that is weeping, that is out of it. To me, again, there's like these alternate storylines happening. And here they are, obviously running together, happy. Again, united. Every time they're united, it's great. But when they're apart is when it all goes to hell. Wow. Looking out at the ocean, the horizon. That's very symbolic too, Change that's coming, caught between worlds and lives. Wow, what does it all mean? Okay. All right, here's what I think. Because for me, the turning point in what I was trying to read was the lollipop turning into a cigarette. That was the big one for me, like the aha moment. We go through life and we all have turning points in our life, like the bridge, right? And points that we cross and we feel like we can never go back. And at some point, we all lose the good days. We all lose that innocence, that childhood innocence in a way, like the lollipop. Some people call it maturing, reaching adulthood. And all of a sudden, you have all these new problems and responsibilities, and the world's not so shiny and great anymore. And that, to me, is a reflection throughout this video, like the times that they're together and there's this innocence and like the good times. And for whatever reason, each one of them has lost those good times in this other timeline, and they go through it. And whether that is a representation of maturity, because again, the lollipop to the cigarette, right? That to me, like a childhood thing that a child would use versus what an adult would use to comfort themselves, to distract themselves, to do something with. And I think to me that conflict and that turning point of once you cross that point in that bridge and you can't go back is also represented very well in V when he stabs the guy who is beating the girl, who could either be his brother or even his father, maybe. But when he stabs him, there's no coming back from that, because all of a sudden that is a great sin. And then these different points of not coming back, like the suicide, the overdose by J-Hope, right? Jungkook looks like he's getting hit by a car. Jimin going down and trying to drown himself in the tub. Suga, who lights his room on fire and can't deal with it anymore. Everyone except for Jin, who is looking at the flower petals that burn, goes through this inner chaos and sort of darkness and destruction. Oh, and RM as well. That's right. So to me, when he lit the petals on fire, that's when it all turned dark for them. So to me, it is representing, there's this dual layer, right? On layer one, it's the relationship and that loss of love. And this is one of those breakup songs that you can sing. But the video tells a totally different story. And if you pay attention to the second verse especially, to me, it is that loss of innocence and that internal conflict and feeling like you've crossed a point and you can never return from that point, and you've lost those good days. And then there's a third statement, which is about the boys themselves. You know, together, united, they are more powerful. That's when J-Hope can overcome the drug addiction. You know, that's when they all can look after themselves, even messing with the fire versus separated. August D takes a fire and burns himself with it. You know, J-Hope overdoses. The loneliness and not having that. And me, that's a big comment on mental health and depression and what happens when you do feel so utterly and completely alone versus when you have friends and people that are looking out for you. And there's a statement made on suicide as well. Very strong statements made on suicide and mental health throughout this. Wow, so many layers. And I guess this is step one too, as we continue into the BU. Wow, what a great song. I would have had fun just picking apart the production and the lyrics, but man, there's something totally else going on with the video. Anyways, thanks for being here, guys. BTS, you were Knox Hill certified. So hope you guys liked today's video. If you did, be sure to smash that like button. Comment down below any other BTS songs you want to see me do, or if there's other artists you want to see me check out. I try to read all of your comments, guys. I respond as much as I can, so please keep commenting and keep posting. Also, if for some reason you're here at the end of this video, obviously enjoying the content, do me a favor. Support the channel directly. Subscribe with notifications on. As always, it's your reminder to stay safe, stay positive. It's Knox Hill. I'll catch you again. I'm out.